super excited about sharing with you the top things that real estate agents and real estate investors do both their home and their finances. Stay tuned, don't forget to go to the end of the video for some of the important footnotes we've saved for you. Look forward to seeing you in the following video. Hey everybody, my name is Yara Krasinski with Team YVR and Remax Crest Realty Westside, and this is Pauline Tonkin with Blue Tree Mortgages. And we're talking about financially and physically winterizing yourself, or getting yourself ready for the spring as well. What does that really mean? Well, on the financial side of things, I'd like you to plan purchases, investments, and that means that getting your taxes planned. So we're going to have a conversation with Pauline about that. But before I mention these, ultimately you want to winterize your home in general, whether you are looking to sell or relocate to a different place. You want to make sure that your home is well taken care of. And so here's a few quick tips for yourself in terms of responding towards the very quick weather change, weather pattern change in Vancouver. It seems to me like 3 weeks ago it was still summer or fall, and all of a sudden we're looking at 3 feet of rain in the next few days, and I just haven't seen any transition of the two.
No. So welcome to Vancouver again.
Yeah, so we need to sort of spring towards this topic of, okay, well, how do you winterize both your seasonal depression, which is something that a lot of us get here if we don't get enough sunshine or vitamin D in our diet. And so my first adjustments are, or comments are, adjust your thermostat. It's very easy to just sort of turn all your thermostats on to 20, but that, depending on your heating system, can rack up your ability or change or seriously modify your ability to save. If you have electric baseboard heaters throughout your home and you're living in a relatively average sized condo, that's going to add up to hundreds of dollars in electricity bills over a month or two, and possibly affect your spending habits for the important holiday seasons or Halloween or what have you. So my first recommendation is put a scheduler on your thermostat. When you're not home, that entire property does not need to be maintained at 20 degrees Celsius. So schedule it and use an analyzer. There's a bunch of little tools you can use to sort of see your consumption and schedule it accordingly just before you come home and so on. Another big thing that I've noticed is a lot of my clients don't have insulated pipes throughout their home. You have pipes running throughout everywhere near your boiler, but none of those pipes are insulated. You've got hot pipes running throughout your property, and they're just radiating in places that don't need to radiate and costing you money. And so that's a relatively cheap solution. You're essentially buying these round, circular, pre-cut styrofoam tubes that you can snap over a lot of the piping that you have and go to and from your water tank and so on and so forth if you have a water tank and other appliances. So that's something very, very useful. Caulk around your house. You know what? A caulking gun is $3 to $10 in Home Depot or any of your hardware stores, and a tube of caulking is just a few dollars as well. It will eliminate a lot of drafts in your home and a lot of sneaky exits of warm air or ingress of cold air. Similarly to caulking, a lot of these little crevices in and outside of the home. When you're doing your pre-inspection, look at areas where your outdoor entryways, like doors and passageways, don't have Swiffers or rubber insulations on the bottom or around your door frames. They literally cost only a few dollars, but they can save you hundreds of dollars in electricity bills over the sort of winter season of 3 to 6 months of winter seasons or fall seasons. So that's something else that you could do. And besides that, most importantly, as a segue from real estate towards finance, I often plan my taxation based on what it is that I want to do next year. Generally speaking, the earlier you start planning for your investment, the better off you are. And so if you know that you want to have certain incomes on your statements in order to qualify for certain mortgages, or conversely, or certain savings that you want to have in your account in preparation for certain purchases, you might want to strategize different tax planning specifically for the new year. And so I'm going to segue to Pauline's sort of handful of suggestions on winterizing your finances with this topic, because generally speaking, the best deals you'll find is when most others aren't shopping. So if you want to winterize your finances, shop in the winter when everyone else is thinking about New Year's Eve and Christmas. Lots of really good deals out there. Most of the houses I've purchased are purchased in January or February of the year. Okay, so Pauline, what do you think about winterizing your numbers and your finances?
Oh, great. Yeah, no, I agree with you on the winter time, same way. It's definitely a great time to be prepared when everybody else is occupied with other things. So, well, if we go back to the self-employed person or the people with the tax planning, that's a big one.
Like myself.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. So people who are self-employed often have different requirements for financing on the mortgage side of things. So when it comes to this time of year, you're kind of wrapping up your year end of your employment income, and so you're talking, you'll soon start talking to your accountant. It's a great time to also touch base with your mortgage broker to sort of review what your income is and what you need for financing purposes. There are lots of programs out there for self-employed people. They don't necessarily fit into the traditional sort of banking programs, but they are very, very effective for self-employed people, and it does mean that you're not necessarily having to pay a lot of taxes or increase your income to qualify. There's other ways around it. So I won't get into a lot of detail for these purposes, but definitely a good time for you to be planning ahead for that. If you're looking to do any purchases or refinances or anything next year, talk to your mortgage broker now. Sooner the better. Some other good things for winterizing or preparing yourself for this time of year. It's a great time coming into the end of the year to say, hey, what do I want 2018 to look like? So I want to pay down my mortgage faster, or I want to be in a better position for my renewal 2 years down the road. Well, now is a great time to really take advantage of your prepayment privileges. So they are in every mortgage, and that means that you can increase your payment, you can accelerate your payment, you can make lump sum payments. For every 10% that you change your mortgage payment, that shaves about 3 years off your mortgage. So that has a significant impact. So it's a great time to set that up and let your mortgage work for you during these times when the interest rates have been low. The other thing is to look at your credit. Keep your credit good. It's a great time to sort of maybe pull your own credit report, take a look at it and say, hey, where am I? Do I have some credit cards on there that I haven't used for a long time? Do I keep them open? Do I close them? Do I have some old collections? Am I getting over limit on my cards? Am I overutilizing? Because like you said, to prepare for next year, if you're looking to make a purchase, you want to have your credit clean. You don't want to be overusing everything. Overutilization of your credit is going to impact your credit score and impact your ability to qualify. So you want to keep that really, really nice and clean. So those are some of the things that you can really do to prepare yourself moving forward, is all of those things. And there's others as well, but it's really important to speak with your mortgage broker and review those specifically as to what you could or should be doing to plan ahead for a purchase or for a renewal, or if you need to refinance and take money out for some different purposes. Be really, really cognizant of all those factors.
We were talking about mortgages being a forced way of saving.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we discussed was, well, wouldn't it be interesting if you applied the same sort of mindset or same schedule towards your saving for big capital expenses like the holidays, New Year's Eve, Halloween, Thanksgiving, birthdays, vacations, wherever they might be. And so if you have these key events that you have planned for next year, you can make your credit look even better by just pre-saving for those things and putting that money, prepaying it towards your credit card, or putting it, into another prepaid credit card, or adding it into one of your savings account, which will ultimately create an advantageous calculation of your amount of cash on hand and minimize your total debts that is out there. But basically, you're just moving money from one account where you can't touch it, towards an account where you might not necessarily want to touch it, in advance for important notable events, graduation, tuition, birthdays, travel trips, New Year's Eve, Christmas, and so on. It makes you feel those numbers and those expenditures far less if you just contribute on a monthly basis towards those larger things. Yeah. It's something that's worked for me, and I think it's worked for a lot of sort of systematic investors, and you might find it useful.
Absolutely, no, that's a great idea. Definitely planning ahead. You're planning ahead for a purchase, and you need to save money for the down payment. You need to lower some of your debt so that you look good. Really, again, a good reason to talk to your accountant and talk to your mortgage broker to sort of lay out a strategy of what that might look like. If you do that a year in advance, you're likely going to be better off for it. Yeah, absolutely. And then when you do talk to your realtor knows that you're in a good position to be able to make that purchase. So.
Well, thanks so much.
Yeah,
this will conclude this topic for the day. Once again, Pauline Tonkin with Blue Tree Mortgages and Yara Krasinski with Team YVR and Remax Quest Realty. Thanks so much, and see you next time.